Alright, because of the uproar the second one caused, though which I feel is actually not a bad video, I have to make the supplementary video. And the supplementary video is going to be a future thing from now on. That's going to be at the end of every spot to play. You know, hey, here's a play, have a pause, then an explanation afterwards if you want to wait for that. Anyways, since I didn't give one for the first one, I should include this one as well. This one's pretty basic. However, a lot of players would actually not do this. I've seen players screw up their CC and then like, oh, well, at least we got one. Lux gets snared and, stunned, and instead of going after him, probably dashing him under the tower, I grab Syndra so she won't murder the hell out of Lux. And therefore, we are able to kill Mumu in return and make it a 1-for-1 trade. And a 0-for-1 trade instead of a 1-for-1 trade. Now the next one, I added a bit more scenes to make it more apparent because I didn't think I'd need to, but I guess it'd be fine for the explanation. So in this little scene, you can see Volibear putting the pink ward down and taking out a ward up there. I put a ward in the second bush, and there's no wards here. They don't know there's nothing going on here. And this is another little scene I cut off because of the Facebook's text, but it's the one that leads to the approach. Now look at this. I could have approached from river or from the lane. Instead, I took the long way around. And what's it? Why? They don't know we have a ward in the second bush. Kagama's going to throw a diagonal slime bomb in order to make the Twitch think the second bush is probably his best bet when it actually isn't. And Volibear still puts a pink ward in the first bush just in case Twitch tries to do some kind of, you know, standing there juke. I exhausted Lux because I thought we'd be able to catch her after Twitch got that kill, but that was actually not really a quote-unquote play, but if not, the little details all amounting to a perfect type of gank. And the next one, I'm standing away from the line of sight of the tri-bush, and Volibear is standing in the first bush. He doesn't approach the second bush, even though he could have, because we don't have a pink one there. They could have a green ward in there, and therefore botched the gank altogether. Twitch must have not been paying attention, so I got to catch him off guard away from the tower. But even if they had noticed me and tried to run away, we tower dived their asses. So they were going to die regardless. So what you can take away from the part 2 is line of sight juke. I stayed away from it and they couldn't see me. Volibear chose not to approach to the second bush even though it was in the clear. You could see the minions who had not spotted him because he did not have a pink ward there. Therefore, if he stood there waiting for the perfect chance, they might have had a green ward there and it would have ruined it. So he stayed and the pink side, the first bush where the pink ward was there, and he knew there was no wards. Plus, he has a gap closer, so it doesn't matter, he'll catch somebody. Unless Lux were to snare him. Play 1 is important in the way that I handled the approach. The pink ward there and the two pink wards there were there previously, and me and the Volibear know how to use them. We knew how to, use all our resources, the ones we've already had. So a couple of pink wards lost, yeah, but we got some gold out of it, and we funneled Twitch into the location we wanted him, and that's where we killed him. Not all of these things would be clutch or exciting plays. These videos are meant for players who don't normally do this. They're the ones who would, just take the most linear path or take the most, direct route instead of trying out the little intricacies. Twitch likely would have died even if I did a river gank or did a lane gank, but they were still a little small percentage chance he could have survived. But by doing what I did, there was pretty much absolutely no chance in hell he had that. He was going to be caught. So these aren't, my God, spectacular plays. These are little tiny minute things you can fix to just increase your play. And for newer players, this is targeted more for newer and experienced players or the players who aren't really that creative in the game. Not for, Mr. Pro, Platinum, or Diamond. I certainly just do these by second nature by now, but some players still don't.